Hey there, I'm on my way to photograph Australia's best beach, but is it going to be a case of beautiful to look at, but impossible to photograph? Not exactly sure how to get down to the beach, but it looks pretty beautiful already. Got some beautiful rock formations up there. They're going to make a really nice backdrop, I hope. Some beautiful lines coming down the rock. And it's a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. Kind of wish I'd bought my swimmers now. Sound of the ocean is getting a bit louder now. Getting excited. Whoa, I can hear some crashing surf. Wow. That is some beautiful sand. One thing I'm really happy about today is I've got here plenty of time. Probably got like 2 or 3 hours before sunset, and the sun's going to set completely the wrong direction, but it's going to give me a nice relaxing landscape photography shoot. It's really, really bright. The sand is so white. The sun's still quite high in the sky, so no need for a tripod at the minute. I think the first shot I'm going to get is just capture how nice and blue the ocean is when we get that sun coming out from the cloud. Just to get the first photo in the bag, and it kind of always loosen up a little bit once I've got that first photo at a location, even if it's not very good. Okay, I'm going to have a little walk around the beach and just start to experiment with some compositions, and I'm going to take you along for the journey using this 360 camera. So some lovely shapes in the waves down there, or in how the waves are breaking on the sand. So we're going to have a look over here and then see what we can get. I love these kind of shapes that are coming down here, but it's very hard to get with all these footprints, so I'm definitely not trying not to make any more footprints, that is. Just going to grab this shot, and it's a pretty basic shot. Not sure I like the composition that much, but here we go. I think the light's a little bit too glary at the minute, but let's go over here and we'll have a look and see if we can use some of this rock and maybe use it for a bit of interest. I've got the 16 to 35mm on at the minute, so we've got a bit of flexibility in how we frame things. I really like the sweep of the clouds at the top there. They're kind of like pulling the eye to the horizon. So let's see if we can make use of that. And I'm going to come right up here. Got a few footprints there, but I don't mind cloning out little things like that if they're temporary to the scene. So these conditions are great if we want to capture that summer vibe, some of the beautiful colors in the water, but I don't know, they're not quite doing it for me artistically in terms of a made photo. They feel more like snapshots really, and I guess that's what they are at the minute. But well, I definitely wish that I'd have worn shorts now. It's really hot, but no doubt it's going to get a little bit colder when the sun drops behind those clouds. It's so beautiful here, but I think we might be in for one of those cases where it's absolutely gorgeous, but it's going to be very difficult to find that one composition that really makes you feel like you've made something different. So we've got quite a long time here, so that's awesome. What I'm going to do now, I think, just for satisfy my own curiosity, is I'm going to slow things down. We had a bit of a hectic run around, so I'm going to be throwing on a 10 stop ND filter to start with and seeing what we get. My little pack, these magnetic filters. These are awesome. I'll link to them in the description and make my life so much easier because they're magnetic.
Walking across the squeaky sand, ND filter attached, I tried a couple of compositions, neither of which I was particularly happy with.
I just realised that I've broken one of my own cardinal rules of landscape photography when you get to a location, and that's to have a walk around and just to take in the scenery a bit, because I've been so focused at photographing down this end of the beach, I've completely neglected to head up this end where there looks like there's some beautiful rocks that could make some more interesting foreground.
So this is called Misery Beach, and the reason for that is that there was a whaling station operating just up the coast until 1978. They'd process the whales, and the bits they threw away would wash up and turn the water and sand red. But in 2022, this was awarded Best Beach by Tourism Australia.
It's always amazing what just a few meters, maybe 50 meters, can do. Completely changes the compositions that you can get. If you look over there, we've got this other headland popping up around the side now, and you never would have seen that from the other end of the beach. And we've also got these beautiful rocks here that we can use to kind of anchor the bottom of the frame. And there's a little patch, a little patch of sand just there, which doesn't have any footprints on. And I guess that's when you come to Australia's best beach, you got to expect a few footprints, I guess. The light's softening off really nicely now. The sun is kind of slowly making its way down. There's a hazy bank of cloud, and I finally found a composition that I'm at least half happy with. All these rocks in the foreground, which is going to make it a bit more interesting. And I've gone for a 16:9 crop for this one because there's a lot of little boulders and things and footprints on the floor. So just by switching to a 16:9 crop when I compose the photo, as opposed to just cropping it in post, is that I can pre-visualize what the composition is going to look like. So I thought I'd better at least try and get a photo of some of the beach as opposed to just little snippets of it, but it's extremely difficult with that massive rock up there because you just really can't get a balanced composition. So I've kind of given up with that, but trying to include a bit of the beach and the ocean. And I just want to trying to portray the feeling of the place really, and the blues in the ocean. Probably turn it to black and white, but anyway, trying to get some of those beautiful colors in the water. I wasn't 100% happy with that last shot. I think there's too much mess in that foreground. So I've literally moved the camera maybe half a meter this way just to try and isolate some big rocks in the foreground. And I think it's a little bit too heavyweight in the foreground, but we'll see how we get on. So I really like that. And I'm wondering if we can slow down that movement in the ocean, whether we can kind of elevate the photo a bit. So one of the benefits of having an outgoing tide is it's revealing clean sand with no footprints. But we've also got a really nice bit of rock sticking out. The waves are coming and going over this rock, and this wasn't here maybe half an hour ago. Receding tide has revealed that, and I'm thinking that might make a nice little bit of a minimalistic composition. Well, I really don't feel like I've captured this place properly or really done it justice, but let me know in the comments which of the photos you like the best and why, or even if you didn't like any of the photos and what you might have done differently. Watch this video next, you might like it. I'm Jason Roberts, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.